Unit 5, Section 12.3 worked examples. The total cholesterol levels of 10 patients of a doctor are 208, 176, 192, 136, 241, 199, 283, 153, 188, and 214. Determine the following. The mean. The formula for the mean is the mean equals the sum of all the data values divided by the number of data values. In this data set, the number of data values, n, is equal to 10. And on the screen, you can see I've added those all up. I get 1990 divided by 10. So the mean for the cholesterol level of the 10 patients is 199. For the median, we need the data values in order from largest to smallest. So I went ahead and I sorted those. And the median is going to be in the middle. And in this case, we have 10 data values, so there isn't a single middle value, but it's going to be the average of the middle two, which is right here, the average of those two data values, 199 and 192. And if I take the average or the mean of those two, I'm going to get, let's get our calculator up. So I'm going to take 192 plus 199, and I'm going to divide by 2, and I get 195.5 for the median. $195.5. The mode is the most frequent value in a data set. In our data set, all 10 values appear only one time, so there is no mode. The mid-range is the lowest value plus the highest value divided by 2. In our data set, the lowest value is 136 and the highest value is 283. And so if I add those together and divide by 2, I get 209.5. We can also use Excel to find these values. So I went ahead and I put the data values into Excel. I'm going to pull an Excel spreadsheet over here, and there's those 10 cholesterol levels, and I'm going to show you how to use Excel. So I put the names of the things I want to calculate right over here. So to find the mean, I'm going to click in an empty cell and I'm going to type in an equal sign, and the formula window will open up here. And Excel calls the mean the average, and you have to tell it where you want where the numbers are that you wanted to take the average or the mean of. And I highlight those cells, and you see that I get 199, which is the same value that I got when I did the calculations by hand. To find the median, I'm going to pick a blank cell, type an equal sign in, and I'm going to have to search for that function because it doesn't normally just show up unless you've used it recently. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in median, and there's the median, and I'm going to select it. And again, I need to tell it where I want to find the median. What are the numbers that I want to use? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this range of values, and it's going to tell me the median, and it's 195.5, which is what we found before. I click another blank cell, type an equal sign in, and again, I'm going to have to search for mode because it's not a function that you're normally using. So I'm going to go ahead into my search window up here and search, find the mode, and again, tell it the data values that you want to find the mode for. And in this case, I'm going to show you what happens. It says NA, that means there's no mode, which is what we said when we worked on this problem before. Now to find the mid-range, that's not a built-in function in Excel. So you're going to have to find the minimum and the maximum and then do the calculations that we did before. So click in a blank cell, type the equal sign in. And again, now I used the minimum recently, but you can search for the minimum. And again, you want to tell it the data values you want to use to find the minimum. And if you remember, we had 136 before. And I'm going to do the same thing in order to find the maximum. And I don't have the maximum here, so I'm going to go ahead and search for it. And I'm just going to type in max. And it pulls up the maximum. And I'm going to tell it the data values again I want to use. And we get 283, which is what we had before. So then to calculate the mid-range, I'm going to click in the blank cell, and I'm just going to type in a formula here. I'm going to say it equals, parenthesis, the lower value plus the upper value, right parenthesis, divided by 2, 209.5, which is what I did when I did it on the sheet. All right. To get a B in math, Alexandra Pappas must average 80 on 5 tests. Scores on the first 4 tests are 80, 76, 84, and 79. What is the lowest score she can get on the last test and still get a B? So remember the formula for the mean. We add up all the data values and divide by the number of data values. To get a B, the mean has to be equal to 80, and the four test scores she has so far are 80, 76, 84, and 79. And we'll let X be the grade she needs on the last test to keep that average of an 80 for the 5 tests. So we'll put those values into the formula for the mean, and we're going to let the 5th test value be X because we don't know what it is. That's what we're trying to find. And I went ahead and I simplified in the numerator by adding those 4 numbers together, and I got 319 plus X. And again, I want to solve for X. I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. And I notice on the right side, the 5 in the numerator cancels with the 5 in the denominator. And on the left side, I have 400. And then subtract 319 from both sides. And I come up with a score of 81 that she'll need on the last test. And then we can check this by going back to the mean formula and make sure that we come up with an average of 80. And in fact, we do when I use that mean formula and substitute 81 for the last test score, I do come up with a mean of 80, which is what she needs in order to get the B in her course.